Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Nisi Golden. If you're new here, welcome. So in today's video, as you can probably tell by the title, I'm going to be doing a very easy, emphasis on easy, eyeshadow tutorial. Just a basic look that you can throw up to go with any outfit, any occasion. I normally do this eyeshadow routine whenever I am going for a soft glam look. So if you're interested, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Okay, so today I'm working with only one palette just to make it easy for you guys. You can use any palette that has brown neutral tones. I am using the coffee palette from Juvia's Place, and this is what the shades look like. So just hop right in. I put some concealer on my eyelids. That's what I'm using as my base today. I'm not using any fancy eyeshadow base or anything like that. We're just keeping it nice and simple. So first I'm going to start off with a fluffy brush, and it's something like this. Mine are dirty, but I'm using the brushes to do the same look that I always do with these brushes, so it doesn't mind. Or you can just clean it off on a white towel. So I'm just using a fluffy brush. My camera is not focusing. There we go. So yeah, I'm just using a fluffy brush, and I'm going to start off by going in with my transition shade. And normally when you think transition shade, you want to go for a shade that's close to your skin tone. So I'm going to be going in with this one because this is the closest one to my skin tone right now, I feel. So yeah, I'm just going to take the brush and just stop. Make sure that there is product on the brush, but you're going to tap off that excess because it's better when you start off with little product and you take your time and build up instead of going in with too much and then now your eyeshadow look end up looking very patchy. We don't want that. So start with little and then you build up if you need more, because it's very hard to take away than it is to add. So now I have creasing eyelids. So I have, what do you normally call these? Hooded eyes. So if you have hooded eyes, this is perfect for you. So right now when I open my eyes, you can see the crease is right here. So you don't want, when you put your eyeshadow on and you open your eyes and you start looking forward, the eyeshadow disappear in your creases. So what I normally like to do is to mark a little bit above the crease. So the crease is right here. I'm going to start my eyeshadow right here. So I'm going in with my transition shade and I'm just going to buff that in above my crease, and I'm just taking my time with back and forth and also circular motions. Hopefully my camera is picking that up. I don't know. I think the exposure is too high. So yeah, what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking my time and I'm just building up that transition shade. Circular motion. Add a little bit more product on the brush, tap off the excess, and also go in circular motions as well. Circular motion, what is that? Circular motions, back and forth motion. We just want to get an even blend of the product. Okay, so if you don't have a lot of brushes, what you can do is you can just wipe this off and dip it in the other shade. But I'm going to use another brush for this. I normally like to go with something a little bit smaller and denser for my crease shade. So this is the e.l.f. eye crease brush. This is what that looks like. And now I'm going to go into a darker tone. So for that tone, I am going to go in with this one. I wish this palette had names so I could tell the name of the shade. But if you have the same palette or something similar, I'm just going to go in with a medium to dark brown. I'm not going to go very dark like this one. I'm going to go with a medium brown shade, a chocolate brown shade. So I'm just going to pick up the product on the brush, tap off the excess as always. And now, same thing as before, but this time I took the transition shade way higher than I'm going to take this one. This one I wanted to be focused on my crease area, but a little bit above, because as I said before, you don't want when your eyes are open and you're looking forward, you're looking directly on somebody, the eyeshadow disappears. So I'm going to go a little bit above my crease. So I'm just going to go here, mark that out. You can see that. So even when I open my eyes, you can still see the crease shade. So I'm just gonna close my eyes now that I mark where that is, and I'm just gonna go back and forth. And I'm just gonna try and get an even blend with that. If your eyeshadow is looking patchy in the beginning, don't worry, just blend, blend, blend. And I'm gonna show you why it's important to have a transition shade in a minute. So circular motions and back and forth motions as well. You just want to do whatever is working to give you an even blend of the product. So it's not perfect, but I'm not aiming for perfection because this is a beginner's tutorial after all. So when I'm satisfied with where that shade is, and I like to bring it out a little bit as if I am creating a wing. I'm just going out here a little bit. And when I'm satisfied with where that is, now I'm going to take another brush, or you could use the same brush as I said before, but I just like to keep it clean and I want you guys to follow along. So I'm using different brushes. It's the same brush as before, it's just another one. And I'm going in with a way deeper shade. And I'm going to be going in with the one on top. You could go with something darker if you want, but I'm going in with the shade that's on top of that one. So a very dark brown shade. This shade, you want to be very careful when applying it. You do not want to move it too much. This is what is going to bring the look alive. So you want it in the outer corner. So you want to apply it as a triangular. So just mark out a triangle like this. Just picture an invisible triangle. And this is where you're going to be focusing the shade, because that is going to give like the dark outer corner to give your eyes depth and give more dimension in your makeup look. So I'm going to close my eyes like this, look down, and I'm just focusing. As you can see, it's like a triangle, and I'm just focusing this shade in the outer corner. And yes, you'll see my brush coming out a little bit, but that is because I'm buffing it out in the shade that I applied before this one. But as you can see, I'm not going very far with this shade. I am focusing on the outer corner. You can wing it out if you want. And I'm doing circular motions here just to give that a nice blend. And you're just going to continue blending the shade until you are completely satisfied with how it looks. And as I said, I am not going for perfection. This is a beginner's tutorial. Now you remember that transition shade that we had earlier? You see how harsh this looks? So we don't like that. Now we're going back with that same brush with that same shade, and that is the shade that's going to come and save the day and blur everything out into a smooth transition. So we're just going to tone down that harsh line that we have right there. Just gonna go back and forth, circular motions, back and forth, circular motions. You're keeping half of the brush. As you can see, this part of the brush is a little bit darker than the top because this part is hitting the dark shade and this part is hitting the transition shade. So the brush is going back and forth between both shades, but you're not blending the shades together. So you have to be very careful when doing this. You don't want to be moving the brush too much. You want the tip of the brush off the dark shade and the bottom of the brush on the dark shade, just to create that smooth transition between the shades. So I'm just going to continue doing that, buffing it until I'm very satisfied with how smooth it is. And then we're going to move on to the inner corner of our eyes to give it a little bit, make it pop a little bit more. Okay, so as I said, this is a beginner's tutorial. Don't want to be doing too much. As you can see, I have the darker shade and it kind of fades as it comes in. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking a fluffy brush and I'm going to be using that fluffy brush to apply a nice Normally I would use another palette, but I said I want to stick to one palette. So I'm going to pick a lighter shade from this palette. So I'm going to go in with this one, and I'm going to put that in here just to brighten the inner corners of my eyes, off the excess. And you're going to focus this shade now in here. So just to bring everything together. Don't be afraid to put the product on the brush, but at the same time, do not put too much because you do not want to have issues when it comes on to blending. So normally when I'm doing a beginner's eyeshadow tutorial, I like to stick to just 3 shades, but we did 4 in this one. I don't think that's too much. As I said, this is a look that can go with anything. Soft glam, even if you want to do a little bit more than soft glam, all you have to do is over this shade that I am adding right now, you would just add some glitter. And you can turn a daytime look into a nighttime look. The only difference is glitter. That's basically it. So I've added my lighter shade on the inside. And I'm going to take that second shade that I did, which was like that chocolate brown. And I'm going to take that shade and I'm just going to add back some more. So let me just show you guys so you know exactly what I'm doing. So I'm taking this chocolate brown shade. And I'm going back here where it was before just to blend it in with this new shade that I just added. So you can just keep going back and forth with the shades that you did before. So if you found out that you need a little bit more depth, you go back in with the darkest shade. If you find that you're losing that second shade that you did after your transition shade, you're just going to go back in with that shade and add a little bit more, which is why before I said it's better to add a little product, and as you go along you can add more, because if I had too much of this shade, it would be so hard for me to add that highlight shade in the center. So less is always more when it comes on to makeup, especially when you are a beginner. So right now I'm really loving this. It is not looking like much right now because my entire makeup look is not done, but I'm going to do the other eye. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup. I'm going to show you how different a simple look can make in your makeup routine. Just doing your eyeshadow can just bring your makeup look to the next level. Okay, so this is the finished look. I do wish I filmed this for YouTube, but I didn't. I filmed the base for TikTok, so please feel free to follow me there at Nisi Golden and at Nisi Golden on Instagram as well. But I don't really post here because it's filled with monitoring spirit. But yeah, see, when you finish your base routine, the eyeshadow look just comes together. Yeah, and this look can go with anything, whether it's a date night, casually, you don't know what to do with your eyeshadow. This is a very simple routine that you can follow. So if you've made it this far in the video, I am so happy you did. Thank you for watching it this far. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.